Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I would like to share about a dream that God had given me about 15 years ago. God gave me this dream back when I was a student at Asbury College, and back then I had lots of visions and dreams that were from God. And I know when a dream is from God because the dream takes on a spiritual element. A dream from God is filled with the Holy Spirit. And a dream from God is more real than life itself. The dream I had, for example, was very, very real. And when I have visions and dreams from God, each vision and dream is ingrained into my spirit, so that I take each dream I have from God, or each vision I have from God, I carry it for the rest of my life. And this dream, though I had 15 years ago, is still ingrained into my spirit. And so this dream is basically a variation of the parable of the Good Samaritan. And like when Jesus told this parable in the Gospels, the parable basically is about this guy who's traveling down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he's attacked by thieves, and he's left for dead. He's really beat up severely. And Pharisee walks by him, doesn't help him. Levite walks by him, doesn't help him. And finally a Samaritan who's despised by the Jews, because this guy who was beat up and robbed was a Jew. And the Samaritan takes care of him. And the point of the story, the point of the parable that Jesus was making, is that our enemies are the people we're supposed to love. Our neighbors are the people that are exactly opposite of us. The people that we hate in our heart, they are our neighbors. They are the people we are supposed to love. So basically that's what Jesus meant by that parable of the Good Samaritan. So anyway, in this dream that I had, I was just like the guy, the Jew who was robbed and beat up. But I was on a highway. Basically what happened is, in this dream, my car broke down, and some guys, some hoodlums, I love the word hoodlums. Anyway, my car broke down, and some guys came up and robbed me. They took all my money, and I was beat up really bad. So that then they took my car, and so I was left on the side of the highway, very badly beaten up and dying on the highway in my dream. And so I'm crying out for help, for someone to help me, because I'm just about half naked, and I'm dying. I'm hungry and thirsty, and just really in bad shape. So this car, I'm just waiting on the highway because there's no cars on the highway. I'm waiting for any car to show up and just take me to the hospital. So I finally see a car coming, and it's a really nice car. It's like what was it? I can't remember the dream exactly, but the car was I think it was a BMW or Mercedes-Benz in the car, and they slowed down just a little bit. And for some reason, I identified the driver of that car as a pastor. I remember seeing a like Christian WWJD bumper sticker on his car, and the guy, he didn't even roll down his window. He slowed down a little bit and looked at me, and he just drove off. And I recognized the guy. I briefly got a look at the face of the guy, and he was a pastor that I recognized. So this guy was this wonderful Christian pastor, and he slowed down a little bit, but then he just took off and did not stop to help me. So in the dream, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like this pastor just drove past me, I'm going to die. And then I'm just waiting for another car. I'm on the highway and waiting for another car to drive by, and finally I see another car coming. And these people actually stop this time. They do not drive by. And so they stop alongside the road on the highway. They roll down their windows. In the dream, I'm like, thank God someone's here to help me out, take care of me. And these are two really precious old people. They're a couple, an old man and an old lady. And when they roll down their windows, they are the nicest people in the world. They smile really big in my dream. They smile really big in my dream, and they roll down the window and they tell me, I hope you're gonna be okay. But they say kind words to me in my dream. They say stuff like, they're saying stuff like, we wish you well. We'll be praying for you, and take care. And so they're like the nicest couple. nicest old couple. But they roll their windows, I couldn't believe it, in my dream, they roll their windows back up and they take off. I mean, they stopped just to say kind words to me, to tell me they were praying for me, and then they just take off. They don't pick me up and take me to the hospital. So I'm like, I'm feeling hopeless at this point. In my dream, I'm feeling hopeless. Like, I'm not going to see anyone else on the highway. Absolutely no one's going to stop and help me. I mean, a pastor, a really awesome pastor, drove past me. Like the nicest old couple I've ever seen in my life. They drove past me. I'm like, I have no hope. So finally, in my dream, I see another car coming, and this is like, it was a beat-up Cadillac. It's a really old car, really ugly car, and I'm feeling a little apprehensive in my dream. The car stops. The car is just in bad shape, and I'm really terrified because in the dream, this car is full of African Americans. It's full of blacks from the inner city. I've been in the inner city. I've stayed for 2 weeks in Southside Chicago, and I've been in the inner city before. And so I lived in Philadelphia for 3 years, along with all kinds of. I lived in Philadelphia and had experienced the racism there. Had experienced what the inner city is like in Philadelphia, Chicago, everywhere. So I recognize these people in this old Cadillac as blacks from the inner city. They dress like they're from the inner city. The way they talk, the way their car looks, they are from the inner city, and I am scared to death because I'm totally beat up, half naked, on the long side of the highway, and these people are just going to kill me. Like, I don't have any more money, but they're just going to kill me or something because they're black. This is what I was feeling in my dream. These guys are black from the inner city. They stop their car, they're going to slit my throat or pump bullets into my head while I'm like terrified in my dream. But they don't. They get out of the car. There's about 4 of them. There's 4 of them in my dream. They get out, and they are the nicest people I had ever met. I feel this stream of love flowing from their hearts. They put me in their car. They gave me food. They gave me water. They dress my wounds and take care of me. And these guys drive me to the hospital. And they just have so much love in them. And they take care of me, and they just say kind words to me. They shower me with love. And like, these are the nicest people I've ever met. And so then I wake up. And then after I wake up, I realize that I had been still harboring racism in my heart. And that in general, because racism is structural in this country, not just me, but the entire American society harbors racism towards African Americans, particularly white American Christians. So that's what I got out of the dream, and that's basically the gist of the dream. That instead of, in this dream, is a contemporary version of the Good Samaritan, but instead of first century Palestine, and instead of it being a Good Samaritan, in my dream, these are black, inner city, young adult men who take care of me, and they were just amazing men. Took care of me. So I have not forgotten about that dream ever since then. That is all I wanted to share. Thank you.